Hi everyone, and welcome to List 5. Today, we're going to be talking about the difference between RAM and ROM. These are two types of computer memory that are essential for the operation of any computer system. But what do they do, and how are they different? Computer memory. Computer memory is a place where the computer stores data and instructions. It's like a workspace for the computer to use. Without memory, the computer wouldn't be able to do anything. There are two main types of computer memory: primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory is the fastest type of memory and is used to store data and instructions that the computer is currently using. Secondary memory is slower, but it can store much more data. RAM and ROM are both types of primary memory, but they have different functions and purposes. RAM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. It's the memory that the computer uses to store the data and instructions that it's currently working on. RAM is very fast, but it's also volatile, meaning that the data stored in RAM is lost when the computer is turned off. Types of RAM. There are two main types of RAM: SRAM and DRAM. SRAM stands for Static Random Access Memory. It's the fastest type of RAM, but it's also more expensive and less dense than DRAM. DRAM stands for Dynamic Random Access Memory. It's the most common type of RAM used in computers today. It's slower than SRAM, but it's also cheaper and more dense. Advantages and disadvantages of RAM. The main advantage of RAM is its speed. It's the fastest type of computer memory, so it can access data and instructions very quickly. This is important for applications that need to run quickly, such as games and video editing software. However, RAM is also volatile, meaning that the data stored in RAM is lost when the computer is turned off. This is why it's important to save your work frequently when you're using a computer. Examples of devices that use RAM. RAM is used in all types of computers, from laptops and desktops to servers and smartphones. It's also used in other electronic devices, such as printers and routers. ROM. ROM stands for Read-Only Memory. It's a type of non-volatile memory, meaning that the data stored in ROM is retained even when the computer is turned off. ROM is used to store important data and instructions that the computer needs to boot up and operate properly. Types of ROM. There are four main types of ROM. PROM stands for Programmable Read-Only Memory. It's a type of ROM that can be programmed once. EPROM stands for Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory. It's a type of ROM that can be erased and reprogrammed using ultraviolet light. EEPROM stands for Electrically Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory. It's a type of ROM that can be erased and reprogrammed electrically. Mask ROM is a type of ROM that's programmed during the manufacturing process. It can't be erased or reprogrammed. Advantages and disadvantages of ROM. The main advantage of ROM is that it's non-volatile. This means that the data stored in ROM is retained even when the computer is turned off. This is important for data that needs to be available all the time, such as the BIOS and the bootloader. However, ROM is also slower than RAM. It's also more expensive and less dense than RAM. Examples of devices that use ROM. ROM is used in all types of computers, from laptops and desktops to servers and smartphones. It's also used in other electronic devices, such as printers and routers.